السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear students, this is microscopic slide revision for modules 103 and 104. If you see unstained section, it is ground compact bone. From where you know that it is ground compact? From, as we said, ground compact due to, this is a non-unstained section, okay? And there is the Haversian system, here the Haversian canal, here the lacuna, amity lacuna, and here are the Volkmann's canal. So this is a ground compact bone. In the bone, you should say the type of the bone, either compact or spongy, and if it's compact, you should say whether it's ground or decalcified. If you see under the microscope, structure contain TS skeletal muscle. Someone will ask me, how could I identify the TS skeletal muscle? It appears as if this is the muscle fiber, appears as polyhedral with peripheral multiple nuclei, and this is the endomysium and this is the perimysium. If you see such section, please look well under the microscope if it is all of it formed of TS skeletal muscle, so you should write TS skeletal muscle. Why you should write TS? Because we have LS section as well. So if I inspect the section and I found anything with it, for example, what I can see, decalcified compact bone. This is the compact bone, this is the bone marrow, and this is the skeletal muscle. So if the microscope was in the skeletal muscle, I'm going to inspect the rest of the slide. I can see here the decalcified compact bone. This is a higher magnification for the compact bone just to identify the Haversian system. TS skeletal muscle can be seen also with hyaline cartilage. From where I'm going to see the hyaline cartilage, the matrix is basophilic, and these are the chondrocytes present in in the lacuna and forming cell nest. I can see as well the TS skeletal muscle in a section of spongy bone. From where I know it's spongy bone, irregular bone trabeculae, and multiple bone marrow cavities. Okay, if I see a section in the form of a bone, I can see here different stages of the intracartilaginous ossification. Here is the resting stage, proliferative, maturation, spongy bone formation. So it's growing end of long bone. Please inspect the slide well, because if you can see only here the resting, you can say it is hyaline cartilage. But you should inspect all stages. If I see structure containing skin, types of skin, either thick skin or thin skin. The thick skin, the thick epidermis, regular dermal papillae, thick epidermis, and I cannot see any hair follicle or sebaceous gland. If I see such section, it is thick skin. This is thin skin. From where I know, thin epidermis, and these are the hair follicle. It can either pick up TS section or oblique and longitudinal section. If you see such section and irregular dermal papillae due to presence of the hair follicle, it is thin skin. But also please inspect for the slide well. If you cannot see anything except the thin skin, write thin skin. Sometimes the thin skin present with other structure, which is yellow elastic cartilage. Here is the perichondrium. The matrix is little bit acidophilic due to presence of the elastic fibers, which appears pale acidophilic with eosine. And these are the chondrocytes present in lacuna. If you see elongated section, all this section is formed of LS skeletal muscle, as if they are parallel strips, acidophilic with multiple peripheral nuclei. It is LS skeletal muscle. If you see muscle cut in different direction, TS and LS, this is cardiac muscle, and you should confirm by the presence of the valve. A hollow structure. This is medium-sized artery and vein. The artery thick wall and the vein thin wall. Thin media and thick adventitia. What is this? It is the large elastic artery, which is the aorta, from where I know the media contain many elastic fibers. Again, this is the media of the aorta. You can see here an hollow structure, and I can see C-shaped hyaline cartilage, which appears basophilic, so it is trachea. Rounded structure or oval structure with lumen, and I can see the hyaline cartilage, which appears basophilic in the form of a letter C. Trachea. If you see organ full of lymphocytes, so we are talking about lymphatic organ. If they arrange in the form of outer cortex and inner medulla, we are talking about either the lymph node, this is the capsule, this is the trabeculae, outer cortex and inner medulla. The cortex is formed of different primary and secondary lymph follicle, and the medulla is formed of medullary cord and medullary sinus. This is lymph node. Outer cortex and inner medulla also present in the thymus, in which there is the capsule. Here is the trabeculae. The trabeculae divided into incomplete lobules. As you can see here, this is the cortex of one lobule and this is the cortex of the other, and here is a common medulla. The outer cortex is full of lymphocytes, while the inner medulla contains less lymphocytes. Palatine tonsil. What are the criteria of the palatine tonsil under the microscope? First, non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Many layers of nuclei. The first are oval, then rounded, then flat. And here is the crypt. These are the lymphatic follicle. This is diffuse lymphocytes. And this is the mucous glands. Palatine tonsil. The spleen is formed of white pulp and red pulp. Here is the capsule, thick capsule, and trabeculae. Here is the white pulp, which is very clear, the central arteriole and the germinal center. In between the white pulps, which appears irregularly arranged, there is the red pulp, which appears red due to presence of blood sinusoids containing RBCs, and there is many white blood cells. A sponge-like structure, we are talking about the lung, adult lung. These are the alveoli. Here the alveolar sac. Here is the terminal bronchiole, respiratory bronchiole, alveolar duct. Okay, just you say it is lung. Good luck, dear students. First, I would like to tell you something important about the exam of the microscopic slide. Each one of you will be examined for the microscopic slides, 9 slides. Each one of you will stand in front of a microscope. Under the microscope, there is a large paper containing a number and an arrow. The number is the number of the microscope you're standing in front. When you start your answer in your sheet, you're going to see what microscope you're standing in front, and you're going to start from it. For example, if you're standing on microscope number 3, you'll start with 3. If you're standing 18, you're going to start with 18, and so on. When we say move, you're going to move in the direction of the arrow. Good luck, dear students. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.